Happy New Year. 2020 sure was an interesting year, and I'm sure some of you saw some deals fall apart, and hopefully a lot of you saw some opportunities come to the surface. Well, I'm hopefully optimistic about 2021, and I sure hope that there's some deals that come to the surface. Perhaps some opportunities that we may not have seen had it not been for the pandemic. We've got a good show for you today, so let's take a listen, and thanks for joining.
Ted Jones is the Chief Economist with Stewart Title. We got on the Zoom with Ted to talk about how things are looking as we begin the new year. One thing was clear, even with the vaccines that are starting to be distributed, it's going to be a rocky first half of the year.
And this pandemic isn't over until you can get on a crowded elevator, take the last seat on an airplane, or go to a Texas A&M football game and not be worried about it. Even with the vaccines on the horizon, it's not over.
Hey, so we're not at that point yet, but there's some pretty sobering numbers out there, and we're going to let Ted talk about as much. Take restaurants, for example. Wow, what a significant change there's been.
The independent restaurant group of the American Restaurant Association, they say that 70% of all restaurants in the U.S. are mom and pops. And they say, get another lockdown, up to 85% of those could close. If that's the case, assuming you didn't lose one corporate restaurant, 85% of 70%, 6 out of every 10 restaurants.
But for as bad as it seems to have been, there's still some silver linings out there. There's some restaurants that are still making it. There's some new restaurants that have stepped in and filled some voids. We've all got to eat. So I, for one, I'm going to go out and support those restaurants. And hopefully it'll help them make some more of the challenging time that we have ahead of us.
The lodging industry is hurting badly. Hotel occupancy has been absolutely hammered, and Ted thinks it's going to be another 2 to 3 years before occupancy gets back to where it was pre-COVID, and longer than that before room rates get back to where they were. And at the same time, your experience as a hotel guest is changing, and that may be for the long term.
You go to a Hilton or a Marriott, you check in on a Monday and you check out on a Friday, no one comes in your room in between. There's no housekeeping, there's no new fresh towels, there's none of that. And so I think they're going to go on forward with some of those cost-cutting measures just because they had to survive.
Wow, Ted is full of so much useful information. We're going to continue Face Facts next week and the week after, speaking with Ted and talking about some of these trends that we're seeing. So thank you so much for joining Face Facts. Have a great week, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon.